good relief pitching with Betances and, of course, Aroldis Chapman closing games. I think he'll be better this year than he was last year. I think he may have been banged up last year, or his arm might not have been as lively last year because he was used by the Cubs in the World Series in the playoffs last year. He was that man was abused in the World Series. But they had to win, I mean, rightfully so. So I think he'll be better this year. So the Yankees will win the American League East. Now, if Boston signs J.D. Martinez, that could change things a little. Gives them a really good lineup. They still got really good pitching with Chris Sale and Price and Porcello out there in Boston. So don't count Boston out yet. I think they're a signing away from really challenging the Yankees. As we move to the AL Central, the Indians are the class of the AL Central right now, but the Twins are close. Twins are coming. So you got to watch out. They're a young, really good young team. So I think I still think the Indians will win it out there. Although I don't know what they're making some sketchy moves out there in Cleveland. Talking about trading Kipnis and they let Santana go to Philadelphia, and so I'm not sure what's going on in Cleveland. I still think they got a good pitching staff, and they still have a good lineup. So let's see what happens out there in Cleveland. But I still think they're going to win the AL Central. But Minnesota's closing in on them pretty quickly. We go west, of course, out in the West. If you pick anybody but Houston to win the AL West, you're out your goddamn mind. They're right now. I still think they're the class of the American League. So I'm definitely going to go with Houston out west. I don't see anybody really challenging them at this point. I think Anaheim is the closest. Of course, with the moves that they made this past offseason, I still don't think they have the starting pitching to challenge Houston. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. As long as Houston stays healthy, I think they're the class of the American League. As far as wild cards, I'm picking Boston and Minnesota as the two wild card teams, with Boston being the home team on that one. Now, I'm saying this because I think they'll make a signing that helps them with their lineup. So now we're going to get to some playoff picks. I think I think eventually in the American League Championship Series, you're going to see Houston versus the Yankees. I really do believe in that. I think there's going to be no doubt that those are the two best teams in the American League. But at this point, it's really close. But I'm gonna give it to the Yankees. I'm gonna say the Yankees will beat the Houston Astros in the American League Championship Series and move on to the World Series. In the National League, you got lots of close, good teams out there. The Dodgers were so close last year. But I'm going to put the Cubs back in the World Series. I think you're going to see the Dodgers versus the Cubs in the NLCS, sorry. And I think the Cubs will make the World Series. I'm going to call it now. Yankees versus Cubs in the World Series. Two of the teams I hate the most, by the way. I'm going to throw that out there. I hate the Yankees and I hate the Cubs, but I'm putting them in the World Series. And I'm going to give the World Series championship number 27 to the New York Yankees. I think they'll capture that championship. Their lineup is so scary, and they have good, solid starting pitching, good, solid relief pitching. As long as they stay healthy, I think they're definitely the New York Yankees will be your 2018 World Champions. So there you go, guys. Let me know what you think. Todd Blasting Game, I know is going to come at me. I'm ready for it, man. I have to go with my gut feeling on this one. I have to go with what I think is. I'm thinking with my brain on this one, not with my heart. And my heart, I don't. Man, the Astros, I'd love to see them beat the Yankees because I don't like them. But it just right now with my gut feeling, I think the Yankees are going to be world champions again this year. So that's what we got. I'd like to thank you guys for joining me again for the Grand Slam with Mikey Franks. Again, next week, Mark Hickson will be back. We're going to cover first baseman with our first section of the Fantasy Talk. And then we'll get into some more free agent and trade stuff that happens during the week. Maybe we'll see Garrett Cole go somewhere finally. Arbitration's coming up at the end of the week. I hope he goes somewhere today. That way arbitration can be handled by the team he gets traded to. And again, guys, don't forget to join Jake Robinson with the Jake Robinson Sports Experience. It's a fantastic show. The man will talk for hours about baseball, and he'll make you a baseball fan if you're not already one. So you'll definitely give him a listen. Listen in whenever TJ drops rounding third every once in a while. And listen in here on the Let's Talk Baseball Podcast Network. We love talking to you guys on the Let's Talk Baseball group page. Keep it up. Invite your friends. Man, I want to get this group up to 10,000. Man, imagine. It'll be one of the best baseball groups on Facebook. It's already one of the most interactive with our podcast network. It's like no other baseball group on Facebook. So keep listening to us. We're going to keep dropping podcasts. Fantasy is getting closer. As we get closer, I'm going to drop the Fantasy League. I'm going to want to know who's going to want in and how many teams we're going to have. So, keep an eye out for that as well. So, again, guys, thanks for joining me this week on the Grand Slam. Next week, again, Mark Hickson will be back. And join us again and as we talk first baseman next week for fantasy. So, hope to talk to you guys next week, and give me your opinion on your top 10 catchers, and who do you think should be in the top 10. It's your boy Mikey Franks. I'm out. It's 3:00 in the morning here in central Pennsylvania, and it's cold, so I'm gonna go ahead and shut her down for the week. And we'll see you guys next week. Once again, thanks for joining me on the Grand Slam right here on the Let's Talk Baseball Podcast Network.